So tell me your name and who you work for and what's the organization about?
I work for Earth Advantage Institute. We're a Portland-based non-profit green building program provider. My name is Sean Penrith and I'm the Executive Director for Earth Advantage since 2005, which is when it became a non-profit entity.
And how did you get involved?
I had sold a business that was involved in sustainable glassware production, and the entity became a non-profit from Portland General Electric, which was the utility that actually created the residential program. And the board was looking for an executive director and found me in Wisconsin, and I came over.
And you were saying earlier, you're not from the non-profit world. What's your background in terms of how you were working with a glass company?
I am a serial entrepreneur.
Okay.
I'm originally South African, started and sold 5 or 6 businesses. The last one was in Wisconsin, was an international glassware company that we had. Sold that, and then I was really interested in green building, and the opportunity presented itself and I came over.
So right now, you guys, in my opinion, revolutionizing the way people look at rating systems for homes. Can you give me like the top 2 things that are different about your program versus other programs?
I would say the essential difference in being able to rate anything is that it has to be meaningful to a consumer and comprehensible. For it to be meaningful, it has to be simple, which means that if I tell you this banana has so many calories, you can compare that calorie count of that banana to perhaps a Snickers bar. What we're doing with the rating on homes is we're saying this home consumes this much energy with this much carbon emission dioxide associated with that home. You can compare that absolute energy consumption to the absolute energy consumption of another home, and it will be timeless. It's not based to some energy code. It's not based to any other metric. It's simply absolute consumption. In the same way, you have miles per gallon for a car that is as valid today as it was in 1908.
And just to kind of touch on that a little bit, when you say it's not to a code, the reason you say that is like today's code will not be the same code in 2 years or 4 years. So if you're basing your purchase price or your purchase decision on today's code, in a couple of years it will be obsolete, and that's why you guys are looking at it from that perspective.
It is, yes. It is very important that anything that you introduce into the market has longevity. If I told you your Toyota Prius used to get 30 miles a gallon 5 years ago, but today only gets 24 miles a gallon because the CAFE standard changed, that would be meaningless for you, because now you're being asked to track all this stuff. When we rely on miles per gallon, we know it's absolute. In the same way, we don't want to link it to a code, because energy codes across the country are ratcheting up, which is a great thing. But what we want to do is allow homeowners to compare one home to another, whether we're in 1980 or 2020.